Hey everyone, it's Andy with Imagine All the Beauty, and it is September 1st and time for our first garden tour. So this will be a backyard garden tour in Zone 8A near the Fort Worth, Texas area, and it's going to be a mix of vegetables and flowers, some from seed, some from starters, some from friends. So I hope you guys enjoy, and there will be some pics at the end of some of the blooms during the summertime. So thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy. So first I just want to take a quick scan kind of the backyard so you can see everything that we're about to kind of take a look at least from afar. All right, so let's get started. So we have some shrimp plants up here on the patio. This one my parents just gave me. This one I've had for quite some time. I'd say a couple of years now. Probably my favorite color on any plant. It's just such a beautiful blend of oranges and yellows and greens, just so pretty. I can't get over how pretty these blooms are. Such a pretty plant. It really also withstands the wind. So it's sitting here where breezes come through pretty harshly, and even though you can break off the limbs pretty easily, the wind doesn't seem to knock it around too much. So I've loved having that plant. We've got parsley and thyme here. These are not from seed. These are both just starter plants from either Home Depot or Lowe's. But right here in the patio, they have just both done really, really well. And love having both of those here because I cook with them. So it's nice to have those on hand and not have to feel like I have to rush out to the store to buy them. So yeah, here's the second shrimp plant. And notice it's a little different. I'm sure there are all types of different versions of shrimp plants, but the blooms here are a little bit different color. But yeah, they're really pretty green leaves, right? And they're tropical. They like, of course, if they're in a container, a lot of water, but otherwise just keep them out of full sun and they tend to do really, really well. So over here we have a lot of Mexican petunias, some pink and purple. We've got a lily that blooms in the springtime, some rosemary that I'm trying to teach to act right. It keeps getting in the way of the water hose. We've got marigolds here in the back. I planted these by seed. They won't bloom. They're making me sad. These down here are store-bought. It sounds like the storm is really about to come in on my head. Okay, this is a gardenia bush, or yeah, gardenia plant that I just put in the ground this year. It wasn't in a container, and it has put off the most beautiful smelling blooms. Here in the back, we have the lettuce Asian herb mix that I told you all about in the seed review. It has just been prolific. I can come out here and cut off of it and make a salad any night I want. It's got spinach, arugula, frisee, and some other sort of lettuce as well. It's beautiful, and it keeps for a very long time in the fridge with just a damp paper towel and a storage bag. We have rainbow Swiss chard. This I cook along with other greens like mustard, turnip, or collard, and you know, you add bacon and onions to anything and it'll taste good, as my mother says. Here we have a coleus and a little Jeep planter that I just purchased not too long ago. I think my parents gave me the coleus. I've got some strawberry begonias down here that I have just left in the ground because I'm telling you, these you could put anywhere and I think they would survive. Just make sure they're not like in too much full sun or they'll burn up, and make sure they get a little bit of water and they're happy. So I bet that's gonna take off. I'm excited to see where that goes. This is a lemon mint, and look at all the new growth on it. It's doing really, really well, and smells, of course, amazing. Easy to take care of. It doesn't like full sun. It tends to get burnt, if you notice. I think I may have burned that either with the sun or with fertilizer, I'm not sure. And then next we have Malabar spinach, and this has just done wonderful. This has been something I've watched a lot of YouTubers talk about, how the leaves are edible. They're slimy, so if you don't like that sort of thing, you know, you may want to play around with eating maybe some of even the smaller ones. But it also puts off berries that are edible. But I just got this not too long ago, and as you can see, I'm just trying to kind of teach it to trail, so hopefully that will take off soon. We have coneflowers here that bloom, of course, more in the spring to early summer. Those were really pretty pink. I've planted that this year in the ground as well. That was a container plant. Trumpet vine, I've added a couple of trellises to, and have started really just trying to guide it to really crawl other places other than up the tree and the pole. And if you notice, it really is climbing around this heart. And we even have a bloom that's starting to come up here, which is great because again, it's not blooming because it's not in enough sun. It needs more sun. And the tree here, this tree just shades everything. We have some purple oxalis here, which these little blooms get really pretty. They open up as it gets a little bit warmer outside, but they're really pretty. We have a poinsettia that I have left over from last year, so I'm excited to see if it makes it all the way to Christmas this year. A Texas sage that really needs to be in more sun. It was a container plant as well. I planted a lot of these things in the ground this year, if you noticed. But this one was supposed to really be in a little bit more sun, and I think I just forgot. So it's still doing great, but yeah, it's not blooming much because it needs more sun. We have a honeysuckle bush here that I also planted in the ground this year. This was a container plant. And it's doing great. It puts off these little bitty white blooms that smell amazing and are just super sweet. So let's make our way around the tree. We've got a hibiscus here that put off some pink flowers this year, but it was a transplant from my parents into the ground, as well as the cannas. I'll try to remember to put some pictures of the canna that bloomed here. This one bloomed. This has just been working on reproducing. This was one plant I put in the ground. And now you can see it's multiple. We have a watermelon bed over here that is no longer a watermelon bed. Now it's just got the companion plants left, which are marigolds. So depending on what takes off from the fall seeds I planted, I'll most likely be adding something here. Now all of this, these are all peppers. So here we have a carnival blend that I planted, but they're taking their time. They were also transplanted into the ground from a container. Candy cane peppers have bloomed and done great all year, and I'll show you those here in just a second. Big Bertha's done well as well, and none of these are from seed except for the carnival. I think the carnival ones are from seed. The Santa Fe Grande, they're hot, and we have cherry peppers, and then we have serranos, and it is starting to rain, so I'm going to try to pick this up a little bit. But look at these candy cane peppers. They're just beautiful, and they're all over the plant. So Big Bertha's here. She doesn't have any blooms right now. Santa Fe Grande peppers are here. Notice that they do get red. Cherry peppers are down here. It really is starting to rain. Serrano's here. Okra plant that I transplanted from a container is here. It just had its first bloom, but it looks like we're about to get some more flowers. Lobelia in a little hummingbird patch as well, with lots of zinnias, and I even have a hollyhock coming up, which is very exciting right here. Just haven't seen it yet, but its leaves are here. We've got sedum. We've got sweet potato vine. We have okra, green beans, and squash here. We have cabbage here. So this is all okra, green beans, and squash. Arugula, a flower of the hour. And these are chocolates, sunflowers that we have in all the corners. Another squash, jasmine, pentas. We have alyssum from seed. We have Thai basil from seed. That was a great seed mix as well, and I don't think that was in the seed review. I've got a coxcomb here, some green beans that just really haven't done a whole lot this year, but that's okay. And then my fairy tale eggplant plant has done really well this year. I'll see if I can't put some pictures up of that also. And then in the back, we've got another trumpet vine that is really bringing in the pollinators, as well as the Turk's cap. I planted the Turk's cap this year from containers into the ground, and they've done great, as well as this hibiscus here in the middle. It's put off beautiful blooms. So looks like we've got a little friend over here. So we've got lots of baby lizards right now too. They like to play in the lettuce. I'll see if I can't put that up for you. I have a knockout rose bush here that has been taken over by a cucamelon vine. I've just let it take it over. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. We've got some lantana here in the back and a sunset hibiscus, and I think that's really all we missed. So super excited about the raised bed to see what is going to come of it. Oh, and the seedlings that I planted from the seed video the other day are here. Just take a look. These are the pumpkin seeds. And then you've got turnips and beets and all kinds of things. So make sure to watch that seed review so you can see where these started. This is just a couple of days after. I mean, they have really taken off because it's been so warm. So thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate you spending the time with me, and we'll do another garden tour as soon as things really start to pick up again. Hope you have a great day.